Hey kids, it's Mr. Fly here, hope you're well. And by the way, if you wonder what that text is that flashes up every time after I say hope you're well, that is my small print. Well worth reading if your pausing skills are up to it. I'm on version 5 now, so maybe check that out if you get a chance. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well, as I say. Beautiful day here in the environs of beautiful High Wycombe here in Buckinghamshire in the UK, where today I'm off to meet my pals Geoff and Dan for the first Biker Scran of the new year. So stick around, stay tuned. Let's go and talk rubbish and eat some food with Geoff and Dan. Alright, so I know what you're thinking. Where are you off to today, Andy, to enjoy this Biker Scran? Well, I'm heading off to the environs of Basingstoke, or as Dan called it, Basingrad. No idea why he calls it that, or maybe I'll ask him that later. Don't know much about Basingstoke, as I've said before. I tend to usually fly over it. There's a tall building there, I know that much. But anyway, in the environs of Basingstoke, there is a new biker type eating establishment. Well, when I say new, I think it's opened in the last couple of years. Unfortunately, I can't quite remember what it's called. It's either the Iron Bull Roadhouse or something like that, or the Roundhouse. I don't know, we'll find out when we get there. But it looked good on the website. It's got the sorts of food that that we like, and it's about, I don't know, an hour and a half's ride away from me, I guess. So so that's the plan, to go up there for a bit of scran for lunch. But before that, I've got to meet up with the guys, and we've agreed we're going to meet up at a Kawasaki dealer just near Basingstoke, and then it's probably about a 20-minute ride from there to the, I think it's called the Roundhouse, I'm not sure. Iron Bull, well, why do I think it's called the Roundhouse? Iron Bull Roadhouse, that's it. As you can see, it's a pretty nice winter's day here. A little bit of fog about, but it's clearer now, sun is out, that's the main thing. I've got the bike all kitted out for winter riding. I'm fully ruckered up, as you could probably see, but rather foolishly I forgot to put my sort of mid-layer on. Normally I would wear this time of year a fleece underneath the rucker outer, or indeed the puffer jacket that comes with it. I usually actually ride with the puffer jacket, and I forgot to put it on, so I've actually only got like the summer outer part of the jacket on, which was a bit silly. So hopefully I'm not going to freeze to death. It's about 7 degrees out here today. Luckily the rucker kit, being Gore-Tex Pro, is completely windproof, so I'm hoping I won't get too cold. And I have got a base layer on and a mid layer under that, so we'll see. And the other thing is, I've got the heated grips on, of course. I've even got my heated gloves in the back of the top box if I need them, if my hands get cold, but so far so good. And I've put the aftermarket heated seat on the GS as well, which this time of year is a godsend. If you've never ridden with a heated seat, you really are missing out. You might think your bum never gets cold when you're on a bike, and that is kind of true, but if your backside is warm, your core is warm. So I'm a big fan. I've obviously got heated seats built on my Goldwing. As I say, I've got this Wunderlich aftermarket one here on the GS this time of year. It's lovely. If you're thinking of buying one of these Wunderlich ones, then they are quite expensive, I would say. So you've got to really want one, and also they're not as comfortable as the original BMW seat. It's quite hard and sculpted, so I'm not sure I would actually recommend them, but they do keep your backside warm. There may be cheaper options available, I don't know. Anyway, sadly the ride up to Basingstoke-ish is not that exciting. So dual carriageways and motorway, so I won't record the ride. I'll turn the cameras back on when we're a little bit nearer, when I'm about to meet the chaps. I'll speak to you then. Well folks, welcome back aboard the bike. It's about half an hour or so later, and you join me now in Berkshire. I think technically I'm on the A4, I've just come off the M4, heading into the wild unknowns towards the Basingstoke area. I have to say, it's absolutely fantastic to be back on my GS again, having obviously ridden the GS a lot in the last year, but not necessarily my own GS. But although this is getting long in the tooth, in that it's like 9-10 years old now, whenever I ride this I think, oh, what a great bike. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. So I'm really looking forward to the new GS, the R1300 that's coming out. I saw some spy shots recently of that, and it does look good. It's clearly got some things like heated seats as standard, which would be quite nice, and radar cruise control and blind spot eradication, that sort of thing, which I would definitely love. But whether that's enough to make me buy a new one, I don't know. I'm certainly minded to, because I have, as I say, had this bike for a while. But of course I've got memories on this bike having taken me up to the Arctic Circle, and that sat-nav on there, not only did that take me to the Arctic Circle in Norway, but it took me across Alaska and the Yukon, of course, in that recent Canadian and Pacific Northwest type trip that I did. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link to the playlist in the corner. How could you have missed it? So yeah, at least that part of the bike has been all over the place with me. So yeah, I've got a history with this bike, so I'd be loath to get rid of it, I must say, to trade it in for the new bike. But we'll see what the new bike, whenever it comes out. We've been expecting it for ages, haven't we? I've no idea when it's likely to emerge, but hopefully this year we'll see it. It's also got a new frame as well, I noticed on the spy shots. It's got an aluminium cast frame, which will make the bike probably a lot lighter than the steel frame that existing GS's have got. So yeah, looking forward to seeing that. A few people have been asking me how I've been A few people have been asking me how I've been getting on with the Michelin Road 6s that I put on this bike last year, and the answer is very well. I find them particularly good in damp conditions, which, like today, they're, you know, confidence inspiring. They're nice and sticky, I think. I'm not a skilled enough rider to tell the nuances of one type of tyre to another, but compared to the tyres I had on previously, these just make me feel better. The handling of the bike is definitely better. It might just be because obviously these aren't squared off at all. I haven't done that many miles on them yet, probably 1,000 miles, maybe less. So we'll see long term how we get on with them in terms of their longevity. But yeah, so far big thumbs up for the Michelin Road 6s. Alrighty, so let's have a look at the old sat nav. We've got 9.7 miles to go. Should be there on time. Supposed to be meeting the chaps at 11:30. The sat nav says I'll be there at 11:27, so that's all right. I'm always the last to arrive though. I hate being late to places, so I tend to always be early, but these guys, they're even worse than me. They get there earlier than early, but that's fine with me. So let's go and see if we can find this Kawasaki dealer then. So this is a part of the world that I don't know at all. We're not too far from Greenham Common actually, and Thatcham. We're that sort of part of the world. All I do know is that as is the case with the whole of the south of England, traffic is a nightmare. Look at this, it's what, 11:22 at the moment in the morning, and there's so much traffic on the road. If it was a lovely summer's day, you'd have no chance of enjoying this road. Anyway, we've got about 2 miles to go. I think, in fact, this Kawasaki dealer we're meeting at might even be called Greenham Kawasaki. I don't know, but we'll see when we get there. I don't do much with Kawasaki because for some reason Kawasaki in the UK don't really speak to, in quotes, influencers. Well, they do speak to us. I've exchanged some emails with them, but they don't lend us motorcycles, put it that way. Hence why you don't see many long-term reviews of me riding Kawasaki's on the channel. It's only if I borrow them from dealers, and there are some friendly dealers that let me borrow Kawasaki's, so that's good. But Kawasaki corporate themselves don't seem to lend bikes to YouTubers for some reason that is absolutely beyond me. It's so short-sighted, it's untrue, but there we go, their loss I guess. But so yeah, I don't get to play with many Kawasaki's, but we'll go and have a look at a few up here perhaps. Follow the old sat nav. Could I have come a cropper? No, looks like we're doing a left here. Thought we were coming up to a closed road for a minute. Oops. There's always a danger when you're blindly following a sat-nav, isn't there? Come on, Grandad. I'm assuming it's Grandad because they're the only people that are out on the roads during the week. Them and me. Right, seems to be coming onto some sort of business park. And so I assume they're around here. There's a Land Rover dealer. I wonder, where could they be? Looks like the type of place you might get a Kawasaki dealer, I suppose. What does that say? Aha, Kawasaki. Must be this way. Kawasaki. Doesn't look like a dealer though, does it? That looks like actual Kawasaki. I wonder. Time to get the phone out. I don't know. Oh no, Greenham Kawasaki. It must be it. Let's go and have a look. Ah, and there's Jeffrey. Good.
You could say that.
So here we are at Greenham Kawasaki, and my compatriots have already arrived. I knew they'd be here early. So morning, Jeffrey. You've had an eventful day, I hear, already.
Just a touch, yes, thank you.
So you seem to have the spanners out. What's going on?
Well, there's a little, if you look at the mirror, you probably just see this
Oh, you've got a little bit of a dint there.
little dint there,
Yeah.
which was caused by one of your favourite white van men coming the other way on my side of the road.
And so he whacked your mirror, but not you.
Correct.
That was a bit of clever.
I have no idea how, because when you look at the mirror, it's the same width almost. I mean, that's missed by about that much.
Yeah.
The end of the handlebar, I think.
That was one of those, what you call a lucky escape, wasn't it?
Just a
one for the
touch.
experience bucket.
Yes.
So we'll take it easy then.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
But
I've taken it easy ever since that point, basically because I was looking at myself and not the road behind.
Yes, fair point. Wow. Well done for holding on to it.
Thank you very much.
Dan, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hello, did you have a nice Christmas?
Lovely, thank you. Yes, I'm
Excellent.
just feeling a bit of a spanner at the moment.
I'm so impressed that he actually brought spanners with him. Does this make me a bad biker?
Look at the
at this,
difference
look at
between
that.
the toolkit.
That's you.
Is that a Royal Enfield
That's
kit?
a Royal Enfield
Does that mean I've got one of those?
You have. Look, it's got the little logo on
Really?
the on the extender.
Love it. That's incredible. What top value bikes they are. What'd you get with the Kawasaki then, Geoff?
You get this little plastic thing with a load of spanners, but only one 14mm spanner when you need two to do the mirror.
Oh, well
Apart
then.
from that, yeah.
All good.
But then, of course, with a Kawasaki, you don't need an extensive.
Good answer. Are we going to have a little look in here, do you think?
We are.
Should we do that? Should we
That
do
is
that?
the
All right,
plan.
okay. So it turns out this is the isn't actually the entrance to the dealership. That's why it looks like this. Dan has parked near the entrance, which is round the side here. So here's Dan's Enfield. How you been getting on with it, Dan?
Well, my winter project was to fit an Optimate lead to the battery, which
Do you
is
find it runs out of battery poke then? Or just because you're not going to be riding it so much?
yeah, just because it gets laid up over winter. And I've got to admit that was quite a challenge because you've got to take the seat off, take the side panel off,
Right.
remove a screw to remove the other side panel, remove a panel to get to the battery. The battery's then squidged in under the seat with no access. It was
I think I'll get a man in to do that. Sort of. I see you've still got that seat on as well, so that's obviously going all right.
Yeah, it's all right. Yes, it's not the most it's definitely way more comfortable than the standard seat, but I
Right.
think we may need to upgrade the seat at some point.
Talking of upgrades, Geoff, it's about time you bought a new bike. How long have you had your bike actually?
6 years. Oh, well, yeah, six
actually,
years in March.
So
Yeah.
I've had mine 10, so it's not really time, is it?
No,
Should we
no,
go and have a look at
exactly.
some new stuff?
Well, that's the general idea.
Have you got something in
one
mind?
question for him. Where's the van? You have not ridden that here this morning. Look at that, as clean as a whistle.
That is unbelievable, isn't it? You've done a nice job of keeping that clean, Dan.
Well, I've been assiduously avoiding any puddles, wet leaves, anything. In fact, a van had to swerve out of my way on the way down here.
Just as you saw Geoff coming up behind you. Right, so we made it inside. What's this then, Dan? This doesn't look very familiar to me. What is this?
I quite like it. It's a bit sort of stealth, isn't it?
Oh, it's the Z900 RS, of
Well,
course.
I was thinking-
But in a colour scheme that I've never seen before.
I was thinking that's not a Z900 RS, but it is a Z900 RS, isn't it?
What a bizarre scheme, isn't it? Look, it says it on the tank. I've never seen one that colour, have you?
No, but I rather. I love the Z900 RS in its sort of retro look, but that's quite nice.
Yeah, that
isn't
is
it?
cool, isn't it? I like that a lot. I can't see any other RSs around to compare it with, but that looks quite different, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Nice. Anything else you fancy? What have we got? What can we find, Jeffrey? He wants this 600 versus, he said.
650,
didn't he?
yeah.
650. That's strange isn't it, to go downsizing.
Everyone's downsizing these days.
Yes, I
Downsize
guess
is the new
so.
upsize.
Yeah. Oh, if you're blagging us one,
Very nice gentleman. He's offering to give us a coffee.
fantastic. Yes, please.
Black, white,
White for me.
white.
lovely.
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. Got any biscuits?
A little bit of sugar. Sure we can... No, don't. No.
Well, I'm just
Get
checking.
out
I
of
thought it was worth asking.
here. Type one.
Well, that's not a Kawasaki, is it? I do love an MT10, me. Oh, that's quite nice in the red, isn't it, as well? So that's the SX, isn't it? What was the 1000 SX?
Yeah.
Was it called something? It's always been called the 1000 SX, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice bikes those, aren't they? I don't think I've seen one in the red either before. So Geoff was saying he might go downsizing for a 650 because of his knees getting a bit aged. I assume that's to do with weight. I don't know what else it would do.
Oh, I
Couldn't possibly comment. What's that there then? What's that one
that's
there?
a Z650 RS.
With another colour scheme I've not seen before.
Yeah, well, that's one of the standard. I mean, everybody says it looks kind of nicest in the emerald green. That's quite tasteful.
That's different, isn't it? I'm not sure about this design on the tank though. Does that appeal to you?
I still think the green is.
Yeah,
It just,
the way to go, yeah.
it's of its time. And there's
Oh,
another
there's
of
those 900s. This must be the 2023 Special.
Well, no, the other one was in 2019.
Oh, actually, yeah, this says 2018 reg, look. So, in fact, it's a second hand, look, £8,000. That's very tempting.
It's a lot of bike for £8,000.
They must have come out about 2018, didn't they?
Yeah.
So that must be one of the original colours then.
Yeah, I thought they were a bit newer than that, actually. But,
Well. Very tempted by them. I must admit, my next bike might
Jeff
be
should
one
get
of
one
them.
of those. That's
Yeah,
what
it
Jeff
would
wants.
suit him, wouldn't
That's what
it?
he
That would
wants.
suit him, wouldn't it? Yeah.
It goes with his tash.
Yeah, it would look perfect on there. We should see if we can get him sat on it. Look, he's chatting somebody up already.
Yep. He's
Outrageous.
I can feel the discount.
Yeah,
nudging up
that's
already.
it. Oh, that's what he's doing. Clever.
Mates rates.
Is that the Vulcan, or what do they call those?
Well, they were always called Vulcan abroad, but not over here.
What do we call them?
It was something to do with trademarks of a rather large aeroplane.
Oh,
but,
okay. As opposed to Star Trek.
These have always been VNs.
Okay. Right. So what size engine are we talking?
Why do you ask all the awkward questions?
Is it?
Right.
Gosh, it's only a 650.
They are calling it Vulcan
Well-
now, then. Finally, 650. There you go.
Okay, as if I didn't know me stuff.
As if I didn't.
Yeah, I know. He used to work for Kawasaki, just in case you're wondering.
Yeah, I'm a bit out of touch though. I mean,
Clearly.
that was 18 years ago.
Oh, look at this for a Kawasaki dealer then. That's a good-looking Kawasaki, isn't it? Ooh, bit of Aprilia action over there. KTM, nice. Cool. Right, so that was Greenham Kawasaki. We did in fact get a coffee and a chocolate biscuit as well. So thank you very much to the guys there for looking after us. Bit of a look round at some shiny green stuff. After you, sir. Dan's Enfield looking incredibly clean. We've got to get him through a puddle before the day's out. So it sounds like Jeffrey had a pretty near miss there with that van. Well, it wasn't really a miss. Apparently the white van actually whacked his mirror. And when you look at where the mirrors are, you know, the rest of the bike sticks out almost as far. That was a very lucky escape. That could have been a very nasty start to the day, couldn't it? One for the experience bucket. Anyway, it's blimey, it's 12:15 already. It's way past our lunchtime, so we need to find our Scran stop. Let's go and see what Iron Bull has to offer. Welcome to Basingstoke and Dean, birthplace of Jane Austen apparently. One for literary folk. So technically I think Hampshire now. The third or fourth county of the day. So I must say thank you. Well, maybe it'd be premature, we'll find out and see what this place is like, but the person that on our last Biker Scran video suggested we try out the Iron Bull Roadhouse, thank you to you for suggesting it, and I apologise for not making a note of your name, but you know who you are. Or if it turns out to be rubbish, then not so good. Anyway, if you've got any ideas for future Biker Scrans, do let us know in the comments below. It may be in slightly warmer weather, we can turn up and try that out. And for any viewers abroad that doesn't know what Scran means, in fact probably viewers in the UK as well, it's my understanding is it just means food. The reason I use it, I think it's a naval term. Scran just means food, so the only reason I call it Biker Scran with Geoff and Dan is obviously because Scran rhymed with Dan. It's as simple as that. It amused me. Crikey, the white vans are out in force today, they really are. Keeping the British economy running, I know that. Well, this is very lovely around here, isn't it? Look at this. Rolling countryside. Twisty roads for 1 mile, that's always a good sign. a shame there's so much traffic to spoil our fun. Well, this is all very pleasant. We've managed to shake off a bit of the slow traffic. Got a bit of a lick on. It's all very nice. Must explore down this way more often. It's not like it's a million miles away from home. Well, it looks like we've arrived. Iron Bull Roadhouse. Here we are. Excellent. All right, let's see what this has got to offer then. So, thanks to Geoff's incredible navigation, we've made it here. So here we are, Iron Bull Roadhouse, it turns out it's called. I can't remember whose idea it was. I think it was a punter said to come here, didn't there? So thank you to that person for recommending.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So the question is it open?
Well, the website says it is, so only time will tell.
Let's check it out. It's good they've still got the Christmas stuff up. Come again, we are closed. Good website, excellent. So
that's probably a 0 out of 10 then, isn't it, really? This is going to be our first 0 out of 10.
So, we have done this before, haven't we? Not phoned ahead.
Yes.
But, when it says on the website it's open all the time,
Yeah.
and then it's not,
Monday to...
that's a bit rubbish, isn't it? So,
It is, really.
we've got a bit of head scratching to do.
There was a garden centre back up there.
No,
before
not
the,
a garden centre. God, please, God, no.
Should we Google Map, and we'll see what we can find?
Yes, I think that's probably
Right.
a good idea.
So, it's a thumbs down to the Iron Bull Roadhouse. You'll be pleased we visited. So I wonder if Egon Rone has this sort of trouble. So we've gone to Google Maps and we've found ourselves a little local cafe that looks like it might be worth a visit, which appears to be open, which is the key thing. You'd think we'd learn, wouldn't you? I think that's at least the second time we've turned up somewhere and it's not been open. Oh well, maybe in the future we should learn to ring ahead. There's always another day to try the Iron Bull Roadhouse. We'll come back in the summer, maybe next time. Right, so now we're on a mission. Are we going to be able to find Dan's Chip Mountain? Or are we going to have to make do with a packet of crisps and a Diet Coke? So this, I think, is the town of Hook in Hampshire. I've heard of it, don't think I've ever been here before. Pleasant enough little place. Nice scenery. Some navigation fun because the road we wanted was closed, so we've had to do a bit of recalculating. But it looks like we found a cafe. Any port in a storm and all that. Shack Cafe, that sounds like us. Oh yes. So, the Shack Cafe it is at London Road Hook. Let's see what these have got to offer. Right, we've made our way in. It's the, so I've already forgotten what the name, the Shack.
Shack Cafe. Yeah.
The Shack Cafe. Very helpful staff. And check out this menu.
The Shack.
Oh yeah, there's a clue.
Teas and coffees.
Yeah, I'll have
Ooh,
a tea, please.
tea's all round, I think.
Yeah, teas.
It's been that sort of day, hasn't it?
It certainly has so far.
Right, what do you think then? Oh, something healthy.
Yeah, I'm making chips.
Hey, is it your shout?
It is, apparently.
Fantastic. Wasn't it your shout last? He's losing his memory, don't mind him.
No, who paid last time? It wasn't me.
No, it's you then. Great. There was me thinking it was my shout. Do you have any black pudding?
Yeah, we do.
Fantastic.
Oh!
Right, food has arrived. Check this out.
I'm making chips.
Excellent. Double egg.
Double egg, double egg.
Sausage, egg, chips and beans. Waiting for the black pudding is yet to be revealed.
And here it comes, the black pudding.
Oh,
Look at that.
lovely.
2 slices.
That.
I wish I could do black pudding, Dan. What is the appeal of it?
Well, it's
It's a superfood. You said that
a
before.
superfood. It's traditional.
Yep.
It's delicious. It's product that would otherwise go to waste.
I like it.
So
I
actually,
like
you know,
it.
I'm doing my bit to save the
Good
environment.
for the environment.
Trouble is, I can't eat this.
What's that?
I haven't got a knife and fork.
Oh yeah. Just have a little. These chips are covered in some sort of. Oh, they're salted.
Yeah,
some sort of
please. Yeah, bit of sauce would go down as a treat.
Oh, they're good. They are good. Covered in a sort of a crispy coating. Look.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Excellent. Thank you.
Marvellous. Thank you. Geoff and I have hoovered that up. I mean, there is a bit of a clue as to what we thought of that. Top notch. So we've exited the Shack Cafe. This is what it looks like from the outside. Did we show you that already? And well, it's soon be getting dark, I think, Jeffrey, won't it?
I think you're right, yeah. The nights are starting to draw out a bit now, though, aren't they?
Indeed, they are. It's starting to get... There's hope at the end of the tunnel now.
Yes.
Let's hope for 2023 amazing summer. It
Yes.
feels like it's just around the corner, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Anyway, so marks-wise,
Yes.
what are you giving the Shack Cafe?
Well, you know, given that this was not the planned place to come, but
Indeed.
very good, wasn't it? Very, very good.
I was impressed.
And I think, you know, I'm tempted to go 9 actually, because the food was good.
That's
the
incredible.
welcome was friendly, you know.
You're normally quite a stickler for scoring as well,
I'm
aren't you?
normally Craig Breville toaster.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Wow. A 9 from Geoff. What about Dan? Now, you always go 8.5 normally, don't you?
8's my default score, but I have to say, they've done something to coat the chips to make them really crunchy.
Hopefully that came out on the video, yes.
The black
That was
pudding
good.
was delicious. Everything was cooked to perfection. The plates had a lovely pattern on them with some wild strawberries.
Proper china as well, which is good. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm going to go 9.
I'm with 9 too. So who would have thought we've come to somewhere completely random and it's got, well, 27. A good score. Brilliant.
One
Fantastic.
Of the best.
So,
One of the best scores.
so next time, are we going to try the iron ball one again, or are we going to try something else?
Well, providing we go from Wednesday through to Sunday, but avoid Wednesday because it's quiz night.
Right. So iron ball next time then, Daniel.
Why not?
See you then. So there we have it. That's the Shack Cafe just outside Hook. Not our first choice, as you saw, but sometimes these things happen, don't they? Certainly do on Biker Scran with Geoff and Dan. But as it turned out, it was an excellent little stop. Yeah, it was just a bog standard greasy spoon, but the prices were okay. The food was excellent, I have to say. Really enjoyed mine. So yeah, if you're in the area, come and give it a try. I think it's yeah, we're looking at the sat nav. We're on the A30. That's where it is. So go and check out the Shack Cafe. Excellent. All right, so I'm just going to make my way back now then. Not a particularly exciting ride home, I don't think, but hope you enjoyed that latest Biker Scran with Geoff and Dan. There'll be another along in due course, and I look forward to speaking to you then. Until next time, this has been the Missenden Flyer. Cheerio.